Hey, Laura Harris here, and I want to talk about three things that I noticed immediately when I got sober. So, I am almost 4 years sober now, and it has been quite a journey, all different seasons over those 4 years. But there were three things that became very clear to me as soon as I got sober. So, I wanted to share those kind of immediate findings with you. So, the first thing was that I realized how foggy everything was, like how much brain fog I had in terms of just experiencing things for what they actually were. And that includes people, decisions, thoughts, stress, like essentially how I interpreted the whole world had kind of like these blurry goggles on, beer goggles, if you will. But even when I wasn't drinking, like I wasn't clear headed. And I didn't realize that until I stopped drinking. And then it was very easy for me to see things for what they really were instead of what I made them to be in my head. So that was the first thing I noticed, was just the clarity of understanding the world in a different way. Number two was my dog says hi. But number two is I realized how quickly my thoughts would go back to alcohol. So it was really eye opening for me how much I thought about it and was looking forward to it, either, thinking back on the night before or looking forward to it that day. Either way, like just the awareness around like how much that was consuming my mental energy. I didn't realize that until I stopped drinking. And then it was like, I woke up thinking about it, and I was thinking about it throughout the day. And anytime something in work happened that triggered it, I would think about it. And then at the end of the night, so I want a glass to fall asleep. So all of that mental energy was able to be repurposed in a different way. And at first that was hard, right? Because it was like, well, what do I do with this? Like, I feel like I have to replace it with something better instead of sitting here just thinking about alcohol. But that was something that immediately surprised me when I stopped drinking. Number three is it made it very easy for me to make other positive life decisions. So things that I had struggled with for years, like exercising, eating healthier, dealing with sugar cravings, getting a good night's sleep, all of these healthy lifestyle habits became significantly easier when I took alcohol out of the picture. And again, that probably comes from some of that mental clarity and some of that fog that was lifted. But I also just was more motivated to make better decisions. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with just how I was feeling in my body. I didn't have that toxic load, I didn't have that inflammation. I was getting better sleep. So my hormones were probably a little more balanced. And I was coming from a place of like calmness and mental clarity instead of just being all over the place, grabbing at things to make me happy that weren't really going to make me happy when I was in my drinking state. So that was number three that I noticed pretty immediately, was that it was easier for me to make other healthy decisions in my life. And people ask me all the time, like, how did you do all these things? Because I have quite a story. I, lost a lot of weight, got off medication, quit my job, became self-employed, moved halfway across the country, got out of a long-term relationship. There's a laundry list of things I've been able to do since I've been sober. And sobriety was the catalyst. That was like the keystone decision that kind of cascaded into all of these other healthy decisions I was able to make for myself. And I very quickly realized that once I made that one big decision, and I'm sure a lot of it has to also do with just confidence and building trust in myself and proving to myself that I can do hard things, right? That made all of these other things easier, or at least seemingly easier in my mind. But that was number three, is just the cascade effect of things that were to follow and just continuing down that path today. So I am excited to be here and share more about my story. It's been a lot in 4 years to unpack, but those are the few things that I noticed pretty immediately, and they were pretty significant and kind of laid the foundation for what the next 4 years were going to look like. So I hope you found value in this today, and I will talk to you guys soon.